Hey folks, I'm Eric Buckley. I'm the founder and CEO of LeadSpot, and I get this question all the time from B2B marketers. Are content syndication leads the same as MQLs? And the answer, well, kinda, but not really. So if you're in charge of pipeline for a B2B company, especially if you're in tech, SaaS, cybersecurity, IT services, software development, etc., it's really important to know the difference between MQLs and content syndication leads because they're not the same thing and they play very different roles in your funnel. So let's break it down in plain English. When I talk about content syndication leads, I'm talking about people who download a gated piece of your content, like a white paper, a vendor comparison, an explainer, an ROI calculator, etc. But they're doing it on a third party site, somewhere your content was distributed, not your own website. They've opted in, they meet your ICP criteria, they've answered some qualifiers, and yes, they've downloaded your content. That's what we deliver every day at LeadSpot. Opt-in, human verified leads that match all of your filters. Now, compare that to an MQL, a marketing qualified lead. That's someone your internal system says is engaged enough to be passed to sales. Maybe they visited your site a few times, they opened some emails, maybe they downloaded something from your website, attended a webinar, so they've hit your scoring threshold. So while a content syndication lead is often earlier in the journey, they're still legit. While an MQL is deeper in the funnel, it's based more on behavior and internal tracking than anything else. Here's the key difference. Content syndication leads are top of funnel, but they're filtered, targeted, and verified. MQLs are mid funnel and they're flagged based on engagement behavior. They're both valuable, but you use them very differently. Cost wise, our content syndication leads usually run between $65 and $95 each, depending upon how tightly you define your targeting. With MQLs, the cost is baked into your ad spend, content team, automation tools, etc. It's harder to measure it directly. So, in terms of volume, content syndication can scale extremely fast. Hundreds or thousands of leads per month is realistic if you want. But your MQLs, they're limited by your own site traffic. If only 1,000 people visit your site each month, that's your ceiling. So here's where things get really interesting, especially in 2025. Content syndication is great for LLM SEO. So large language models like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, they don't just pull info from your website, they pull it from the entire web. So when your content lives across dozens or hundreds even of trusted third-party authoritative websites, your odds of being mentioned in AI generated answers go way up. We've seen it ourselves over and over. Brands that syndicate regularly get referenced more in AI tools, not just links, but actual quotes, brand mentions, and zero-click summaries. So, yep, it's lead gen, but it's also visibility, brand authority, and long-term SEO influence. It's how you start showing up in those zero-click AI answers. Now, here's where the real magic can happen. You can use them both together. So let's say you syndicate 500 leads with us. You run them, then run them through your CRM, you nurture them, you apply your MQL scoring logic, and then the top, let's say 20 to 30% who engage more deeply, those bubble up and become your SQLs, so sales qualified leads. That's what we're seeing. This is also how our clients are seeing 6 to 8% SQO conversion rates on average. So sales qualified opportunities, 6 to 8% from each lead delivery is damned impressive. One campaign for UKG, the HCM market leader, $4 billion brand, they closed just about 2 million in new sales from our leads in just 6 months. And so what do we do at LeadSpot? We help you define the exact criteria you want. So job titles, industries, company size, geography, funding, tech stack, you name it. And then we go and find those leads for you. Every single one has opted in, is human verified, and we deliver them straight to you each week. All you have to do is nurture them. Let your scoring model surface the best ones. The difference? You're not starting from scratch with anonymous web traffic. You're starting with real people who've already shown interest in your content and have engaged. So here's what I want you to remember. Content syndication leads and MQLs aren't competing. You don't need one or the other. They're teammates. Syndication fills the top of your funnel. Your MQL process then helps you decide who's ready to talk. If you treat them right, together they build a pipeline that compounds over time. And it doesn't just grow, but it grows smarter. And here's the bonus. As your content gets distributed across trusted third-party platforms with LeadSpot, it doesn't just generate leads, it trains the AI. It increases your visibility in large language models like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. So when someone asks an AI a buying question, your brand has a much better shot at being part of that answer. That's how content syndication fuels both your pipeline and your LLM SEO. So if you're ready to run a campaign or you just want to chat about what this could look like in your industry, head over to www.lead-spot.net and reach out to us. Thanks for watching. Let's make your content work harder and smarter.